Hey folks, welcome back to Hamblechea Ranch. So when you're living off-grid, sometimes the responsibility of the adjacent road becomes your own. Living on an unmaintained road presents some unique challenges. For us, it means that a good portion of this road is our responsibility. So today, what I'm going to be doing is something that I have the ability to do, and that is to clean up some of the culvert area and make sure that our reflectors are in working order, replace any that may have fallen or aren't there anymore. And then I'm going to be checking for any branches or anything that's growing a little bit too close to the road. We're going to cut those out, and then just do an overall check of our road and make sure that it is in good working order. Living on an unmaintained road has a lot of benefits. There's a lot of pros to it. A number of which have to do with privacy. But again, you know, with us living where we live, there are certain things that we need to do to the road to keep it up and running and make sure it's clear and safe. Because the reality is we don't have a road commission here. We are the road commission. Now we keep reflectors at all of our culverts for two reasons. Number one, we want to make sure that people know that there's a culvert here so that they stay off of the edge. And more importantly, during the winter time when we are plowing this road, we need to know where the dips are, and those dips, you know, being the culverts. We don't want to have the plow truck or the tractor fall into a culvert. Now unfortunately I forgot my hammer, but I do happen to have my tow ball here, so I'm going to use that. Now again, the reason we do this is to make sure that people know where these culverts are so that we don't have any accidents. A little bit of road maintenance goes a long way. So somewhere along the edge here we have a ditch. I have no idea where it is, so we're going to weed whack this and find it and then try to clean it up a little bit. Well, we found it. It's going to be an ugly job. So right here there is a subtle speed bump that is actually a funnel We put this speed bump here because the problem we had was water was coming down here and then running straight down the road, eroding the road. So the way we fixed that is with this speed bump that is on an angle, and then it diverts the water into the ditch that then runs down the road. I have some reflectors here. Here's one. It's kind of buried. But then there's a second one right in here. You can barely see it right there. So we're gonna get all that cleaned up so that folks driving down the road know that that there is something here, and when they get up close, they'll see that there's a speed bump. So I had to come back to the house. I had to get some more line and some more fuel. Jen made something, and I have to share it with you guys. This stuff is absolutely, it's unbelievable. Now, some of you folks may have already had this. And for for you folks, you guys are gonna love this. But Jen made zucchini chips. They're just like potato chips, but they're zucchini chips. And these things are freaking awesome. I love them. Look at that. Zucchini potato chips. Who knew? All right, well, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna enjoy some zucchini potato chips, have some tea, and then we'll get back out there and finish that road. What do you think, Whitco? No, this has too much salt for you, buddy. Oh, yeah, I know you want some. You can't have any, though. Sorry. All right, babe, I'm off.
Have fun.
Thanks for the little snack there. Yeah. There's no more mint tea. There's no more blackberries. I'm out of here.
All right.
I'm leaving. I got work to do.
You and the dogs will hold the place down.
Sounds good. Love you.
Love you.
So some of the culverts we have on our road are almost right up to the road. And without having some sort of marker, like our little reflectors here, you could very well just fall right off and into the creek. And in this specific case, I mean, that's a good solid 4 feet. You can't barely see it, but then right there it is. And honestly, you'll see it as soon as I'm done, but it's about a foot length from where the edge of the road is. There's not much road there at all. So we're gonna clean all this up and make sure that folks can see it when they come down this road. All right, so now you can see actually how close the road is to that 4-foot drop. I mean, it's got to be less than a foot. Then on this side, we've got about 3 feet. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to cut some of this tree down, at least some of the branches, and some of this down, and try to widen this up so that folks will start hovering to this side. The other thing I'm going to do is in my truck, every time I come through here, I'm going to pull over a little bit on the edge here. If I just drive on that, you know, half dozen times or so, that grass will die out and it'll be gravel, and hopefully others will do the same. That way we're not right on the edge here, because to be frankly honest, that is dangerous as hell. Okay, so we've cleaned up this tree here, this brush. I cleaned it out of the way. So if folks want to ride over a little bit closer to this edge, they'll be able to do it without getting smacked in the head. We've got our reflectors. These actually, these are still pretty good. I didn't have to do anything to these. I have to check this one here. I think this one's in good shape. Yep, I might cut this tree here a little bit. Then we'll move on to the next one. Looks like we may have some weather coming in, so there's one more spot I want to get before we head home. So this side of the culvert lost its reflector last year, so we're going to go ahead and put a new post in and with a new reflector. Okay, so I'm tired, but we're gonna take a ride down the road now, head back to the cabin. I'll show you guys what it looks like driving down the road. Forgot to put a stake here, so we're going to go ahead and put this post in, put our flag, or put our reflector in here. But I'm looking at this culvert. This isn't running at all. As a matter of fact, this summer is the first summer we've ever seen this creek dry. The marsh behind me here is the lowest we've ever seen it. We want these reflectors nice and high, so when the folks drive in, that their headlights will hit it, and let drivers know that there is something going on where the reflectors are. Living off-grid in Maine has just been such a blessing for Jen and I. We knew coming out here that the road to our property was unmaintained. We kind of had an idea of what that meant, but we also knew that we weren't really going to fully understand it until we actually moved here. Now that we're into our 3rd summer, we've become quite accustomed to having to provide the maintenance to the road as needed. As a matter of fact, the road where we are standing, Jen and I brought about a foot of rock from our cabin all the way as far as you can see down this road. Now obviously that was pretty expensive, and that was an expense that we didn't think about when we moved out here. It's just, it had to be done, so it's one of those things where we just had to kind of bite the bullet, if you will. Now the maintenance you saw me do today, I do probably once a year during the summertime, usually in late summer like it is right now, simply to make sure that the reflectors are ready to go into winter. Once the ground freezes, it's really difficult to get these posts in the ground, so I prefer to do it in the late fall or late summer, early fall. That way, what we've cut down here won't grow very much. So come winter, it'll be perfect. You know, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done at the homestead, but jobs like this, trying to take care of this road so that not only Jen and I can use it, but so that also others can use it, is just our way of giving back to not only our neighbors here on the road, but also the community. Like I said, living on an unmaintained road, there is no maintenance done by the town. To the town, this road is discontinued and they don't put a dime towards it. So if any upkeep needs to be done, it has to be handled by us. And as a landowner and as somebody who is from away, it is my honor and pleasure to take care of the road as best that I can. All right, folks, well, that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching it. We've got a lot of projects still left to do this summer. So stick around, it's gonna get exciting. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber, and we'll see you folks on the next video.